I, 25 female, am extremely pissed that my fiancé, 29 male, caught corona because he met up with friends. Hello guys. Long time lurker here. I apologize in advance for weird phrasing. I'm on mobile. My fiancé and me moved in with my parents 3 months ago, because my dad got diagnosed with end-stage cancer, liver and the galways. It's been a sudden move, so 2 weeks ago he went back to Denmark, in German, to grab the rest of his stuff and to see his friends. He has been quite busy, as I am, so we haven't really been in contact much. Today he messaged me, saying he might have caught corona and I am extremely mad at him. His parents are 60 plus and my dad obviously is a risk patient because of the cancer plus chemo. Knowing that he still met up with all sort of people. If he really has it, I'm not gonna let him back into my apartment, unless he went into isolation all by himself first. I'm not sure how to react, to be honest. I'm way too stressed out with everything going on RN and HES just adding on top of it. Edit. Since someone mentioned it, the situation is that he went on a birthday party on Friday and one of his friends might have corona, since the neighbor tested positive. His response was that he didn't think about getting corona and I am even more pissed now. Edit 2. WEW, this kinda got big after I went to bed. Thanks for letting me vent yesterday, it kinda helped me clear my headspace up. So far he and his brother are in isolation until they get tested, but I'm still worried about his mum. I haven't really talked to him since Y-Day, but let's hope he realized that this was stupid as fuck. If he really has it, I'm not gonna let him back into my apartment, unless he went into isolation all by himself first. Even if he's tested negative, he should self-isolate for at least 10 when he gets back to Denmark. I'm sorry to hear that about your father. Yeah, your boyfriend thought when he's back home, he can see friends, was incautious, and didn't think of the consequences. That's not at all correct. But I also think he has supported you by moving to your father, and possibly in other ways. So he has to isolate himself, of course, but I wouldn't let this be a deal breaker. You have the right to be angry given the stress you are going through. But at some point you ought to just be pissed off that he wasn't careful, and that's it. He's 29, dude knows what's happening in the world and he willingly went to a party and risked getting COVID when he's living with your parents, one who has cancer too. You have the right to be mad and I would be too because he completely disregarded all 3 of your guys' lives. I hope he's staying in Germany until it passes because that's not fair to your family or you. Honestly, if he isn't remorseful for what he did either, why would you want to be with him? Has he apologized? Does he feel bad, or is he mad at you for how you reacted? Because he was super reckless and risked exposure to a repeatedly spreading disease that still has different variants spreading and mutating. He didn't think about getting COVID. That's like being out on the ocean in a small boat in the middle of a massive storm. WTF? Tell him to isolate for 2 weeks. Don't let him near anyone who will have contact with your family. His response was that he didn't think about getting corona. This kind of bullshit mentality is why COVID was such a problem in the first place. The situation is that he went on a birthday party on Friday and one of his friends might have corona, since the neighbor tested positive. Okay, so let's calm down a bit here. Your fiancé wasn't in direct contact to a known corona patient. His friend might be positive, but since we don't know this for a fact, the first thing to do is to get a PCR test on Monday afternoon or Tuesday. That should be enough time for a possible infection on Friday to be testable. If he's negative on the PCR test, just to make sure, he could self-isolate 5 days and then test again. A rapid antigen test should suffice. Was he irresponsible? Yes, he was. But your anger isn't solving the fundamental issue here. Test first, everything else after. Are you angry that he went to get his stuff at all and traveled in the first place? BC, let me tell you, he might not have caught the virus from his friends or friend-related activities at all, but during the trip at any time. I don't really have much advice for this. Just let him isolate and get back to normal. There is no need to make this a whole dramatic shitshow. He is an asshole who is taking part in spreading a deadly virus because he is self-absorbed and self-centered. Other people are sacrificing so lives can be saved, but he thinks himself above that. Do you live with your parents or in your own apartment? Either way, he shouldn't be coming near you for a few weeks. Yeah, it is dumb to meet up with people right now, but you've moved to another country, right? When will he be able to see these people again? It may be years if he ever sees them at all again. Online interactions are not the same. Yes, you have a right to be mad. Yes, what he did was stupid and reckless. Please be understanding as well though. It's a big change for you both. He said he might have caught it. Did he actually catch it? IDK, at the end of the day, you have a better chance getting rear-ended by someone texting than catching Rona and developing serious complications from it. Just tell him to isolate for a couple weeks and move on. Shit happens. Frankly, this is understandable. My boss said one of our managers and his wife got corona and his wife passed. Worst part, they got it from their friends who knew they had corona and still had them come visit for dinner. My heart hurts for him. My point. Keep your family safe, and honestly, I'd leave the guy. That's a level of stupid I wouldn't put up with. And I put up with some really dumb stuff. Hope you stay safe. Sending love and support. Whoa, he didn't think about the virus. That's dangerous. To him, but most importantly to the people around him. You both live with your dad who is sick. He should be hyper-aware of his actions. I would sit him down and tell him just how dangerous and unacceptable his behavior is. You cannot let him near you, your home, your parents now until he quarantines and shows you a negative test. If he can't apologize and realize how stupid he was, then you may need to reconsider this relationship and the living situation because he's putting your father and the rest of your family at risk. I'm sorry about your dad. I'm sorry your partner is being disrespectful and jeopardizing your safety. Just self-isolate. He'll be fine. If he infects no one, this can be his redemption arc. Have you seen any friends yourself? Or have you kept yourself isolated? Have you gone out with him to see friends? If so, would you be less upset if both of you got COVID together? I have gone to see my friends and interests, but I live alone. I just keep clean and sanitary and haven't had a problem yet. But I have to say that exposing yourself at this time and then coming home to immunocompromised people is just irresponsible. It's different when it's not just you. Make sure he stays away from your family until showing no symptoms and testing negative if either of you plan for him to be around him at all at this point. Based on some country figures that have good access to tests, I'd say 10-20% of people got COVID at some time. Many showed no signs. I guess you can be mad at him, but from his side, he likely wouldn't get another chance to see his friends for a very long time. If he didn't see them then, he may lose those friendships. It is a hard choice. He'll be fine in a week if he takes some Advil. I'm not sure about the parents though. Despite him being irresponsible, the dude is your fiancé. You should be worried if he is gonna be fine more than mad that he was irresponsible. Don't be so self-centered. Wait for him to be better, then you get mad. Didn't think about getting corona. Where the fuck has he been for the past year? Has he not been taking it seriously before now? And if not, how was that not already a huge red flag? And if he's being whiny because you're setting reasonable, healthy boundaries for yourself and your father, that's also a huge red flag. I wouldn't feel comfortable committing to spending the rest of my life with somebody like that, especially if you plan to have children. He's way too immature and irresponsible, and apparently can't see really critical things from your point of view. Location flag, location flag, location flag, location flag, location flag, location flag. Major red flag. Not a responsible, mature person. You should be angry. Let him know the consequences of his choices. Choosing to party with friends and claiming he didn't think about it is just selfish. Sure, he might be okay if he gets sick, but his parents and yours might not survive this. Be clear with him that he is not allowed back until he's been isolated for 2 weeks and tested negative for the virus. One positive about this pandemic is that it allows you to quickly filter out idiots and selfish assholes. He either is an idiot unaware of the risks involved in going to a party in the middle of a pandemic while his parents and your dad are vulnerable to the virus, or he's completely aware of it and simply didn't care. A third less likely possibility is that he's among the conspiracists claiming that the pandemic isn't real, and that COVID is a sophisticated international conspiracy to remove Trump from office. All of these are red flags and your dad should come first. You still can't prove that is how he got it. Either way it happened. Deal with it and move on. Maybe your dad shouldn't have gotten cancer. Lol, chill, you will be fine. It's just a flu. Chill out. YTF are you going to Reddit? So you can circle jerk about hating your fiancé. I can't possibly imagine another reason you would come on here. Grow up. You already knew that everyone here would tell you dump him because they are unhappy with their own lives. Well, greater than a 98% chance he and you will live. It's selfish, yes, but it sounds like he actually hasn't put you or your family or his family at risk yet. Correct me if I'm wrong. The ethical issues around this seem to be about his right to put himself at risk, his threat to the public as a carrier, and his threat to the world as another potential reservoir for escape mutation of the virus. What he did is selfish but not for putting you at risk, since he called you and told you and isn't seeing your family. That's what you should be weighing up when you decide how upset you are about this. He is only 29. You can't expect him to be grown up and responsible already.